The beach show will be starting in about 10 minutes. If you have a breeding heifer, please
Your champion feeder heifer in first place goes to Catherine Jenkins. Your reserve goes to Vanessa Creed. They will come back to compete against the champion reserve champion steers, feeder steers, for overall champion feeder calf. So if you have feeder steers or heifers, make sure you keep them close. Senior showmanship kids be bringing your animals to the ring. In the first class is Addison Carlton and Kylie Dosto, Keegan Fisher, and Isabella Hubbard. Please bring those animals to the ring at this time. First call for the second class of senior showmanship: Catherine Jenkins, Blair Rose, Meredith Ruda, Elizabeth Saucer. Please be bringing those calves to the ring at this time.
Nice class of steers out here. There's definitely some different shapes and sizes out here, but the young man stood up to decide with a sound structured, high performing kind of a steer that's later in his maturity pattern. It looks like he's going to continue to feed well for this young man, and he still balances up well from the side and ultimately allows him to go ahead and win this particular class. I think there's a nice pair of cattle that come here in second and third. The young man steer sitting here in second is incredibly stout and powerful steer that's got a ton of turn to his rib cage, shaped down his top and out through his hip. From the side, he's just rounder in the way that he's put together. He's bigger and coarser and straighter in his shoulder, and just a bit rounder in the way that he comes out of his hips. So just want to see him balance up a little bit better, breathe a little bit later in his maturity pattern. A young lady's heifer that's going to round us out, or run steer, excuse me. A very neat and attractive kind of a steer who balances nice from the side. Is not quite as stout as the steer ahead of him. I want to see some more growth to him as well. But nice group of cattle in that class. Let's give them a round of applause.
We will now bring in our champion reserve feeder heifer and our champion reserve feeder steer for champion overall. Feeder heifers first. We'll have that champion feeder heifer, then the champion feeder steer, and then the reserves respectively. Showing your champion, feeder heifer, is Catherine Jenkins. The reserve feeder heifer is Vanessa Creed. The champion feeder steer is Avery Boast. And your reserve steer is Mason Kessling. Senior showman, first class, on deck, ready to go. Second call, the second class of senior showmanship. First call, the third class of senior showmanship. Let's put our hands together for these champion and reserve feeder calves and all the exhibitors that exhibit.
Nice group of cattle out here in our feeder calf drive, but I do think that the parent heifers are just a little bit better structured, more powerful cattle. They still balance up really nice from the side, so we're going to keep those two together for a champion and reserve. Let's congratulate those exhibitors.
Congratulations to your champion overall feeder calf, shown by Catherine Jenkins. And the reserve overall feeder calf was shown by Vanessa Creed. Congratulations to those exhibitors. At this time, we will have our first heat of senior showmanship. Please bring in the ring. Last call for second class, second call for the third class of senior showmanship. Please be bringing those calves to the ring. If you just got here for the fair, I'd like to introduce once again our Judge Cal Schultz. He's originally from Fairville, Minnesota, where he grew up on a diversified livestock operation. Cal attended Butler Community College, where he got his associate's degree in agribusiness and obtained hours in bachelor and has a master's in animal science from Oklahoma State. Cal has been extremely involved in college livestock training contests as a member and a competitor, and now as a coach. He has been part of 3 national champion teams. Cal currently serves as Nebraska's head livestock coaching coach for the university. Let's give Cal another round of applause for coming out and helping evaluate our livestock here today in the show. I would also like to introduce and without the superintendent here, making sure this all goes good and smooth. Let's put our hands together for Jeff and Amy Hartman, Chad Ruda, and Marvin Weiss. And the Fair Board representatives for the beach show today are Houston Mosman and DJ Model. Let's give those people a round of applause for everything they do to help the show be a success. Out here in our first heat of senior showmanship, these two individuals over here to my left are the ones that are going to get the opportunity to come back. I think they're the quickest and most efficient at getting the cattle set up. The biggest thing, some word of advice for if you have the opportunity to watch some classes before you come in the ring, I think that's really important, so that way you know where you need to go and the way that the show is flowing, so that way we keep cattle moving and make sure that we utilize the whole ring and things run smoothly. So that's just a couple of things for you guys to work on, but let's go ahead and congratulate these exhibitors as they exit the ring. Second heat of senior showmanship is entering the ring. This is the last call for the heat 3 of senior showmanship. And after that, the top purples will come back for your champion and reserve champion. And third place winners of senior showmanship. Intermediate showman, be getting yourself ready to go. In that first heat, we had Kylie Dosto and Addison Carlson receiving purples, and Keegan Fisher and Isabella Hubbard receiving blues. In this class, we have Catherine Jenkins, Blair Rose, Meredith Ruda, and Elizabeth Saucer.
Second heat is senior showmanship. These two young ladies are going to get the chance to come back. I think collectively this group did a very nice job. Just a couple things is make sure you watch your spacing when you're out here in the ring. You don't want to get too close to your animal in front of you or behind you. And then also when you're side by side, make sure you guys give yourself enough room to work, and make sure you take a big circles when you pull your cattle out of line. That way it's easier to get them stopped and set up, and you can walk them in to where they need to be just a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and congratulate these exhibitors as they exit the ring.
Entering the class at this time is our last group of senior showmen, and then we'll bring the top two on each division back for your champion, reserve champion senior showman, and the third place, your top three showmen. In the last class, Meredith Ruda and Blair Rose was second. Or take that back. They were awarded first. In this last heat of senior showmanship, we have Hannah Sweeter, Madison Solke, Jacob Schwartz, Mason Gesslinger, and Grace Beckman.
in our final heat of senior showmanship, these two individuals over here to my right are the ones that are going to get to come back. A couple of things is just make sure that you move up in the line whenever somebody gets pulled out in front of you. And then if you can, again, just try to take big circles when you pull your cattle back in. Helps you get in line just a little bit better and prevents your animal from getting bunched up when you kind of set them up. So but let's go ahead and congratulate these exhibitors as they exit the ring.
At this time, we'll be bringing in the top two out of the three divisions of senior showmanship to pick your champion, reserve champion, senior showman, intermediate showman. Second and last call for first class intermediates. First call for class 2 of showman. There will be 2 heats of intermediate showman and 2 heats of junior showman. After that, we will move right into our market heifer division. So if you are exhibiting a market animal, be getting them ready. The judge will be picking top 3 senior showmen.
out here in our senior showmanship division. I think there's a couple individuals that are doing a very, very nice job. One of them's Heifer, maybe just as I'm wanting to show for them super well put out here, but I still think that they're very talented showmen. And I'll not tell you who the top three are, but let's go ahead and put our for these exhibitors.
Whereas Ruda is your champion senior showman. Your second place is Kylie Dausel. And your third place senior showman goes to Blair Rose. Congratulations to all those senior showmen. Job well done. Entering the ring right now, we will have our first heat of intermediate showmen. Second heat needs to make it to the ring. Junior showman, you're getting your animals ready to come to the ring. In the ring at this time is our first heat of intermediate showmen. We have Kyla Christensen, Kylie Fisher, Vanessa Creek, and Waylon Ruda.
out here in our first heat for intermediate showmanship. These two individuals are going to have the opportunity to come back. They just quicker, more efficient how they get there, stopped and set up. A young lady at the front of the line, you do a nice job. Just try to make sure you loin your heifer to get her top down in her, and then pick her head up, help her balance up just a shot better. A young lady, we just got to make sure we get those back feet set up. But let's go ahead and give those kids a nice round of applause.
In the first heat of intermediate showman, we have receiving purples Vanessa Crete and Waylon Ruda, and blues go to Kylie Fisher and Haley Christensen. After this heat of intermediate showman, we will be picking your top 3 placing in intermediates. So if you received a purple in intermediate showmanship, you will be returning as soon as this class has been finished. Junior showmanship, the first class of junior showmanship, be making your way to the show ring. This is first call for second. First call for the second heat of junior showmanship will be making their way to the ring also. After the conclusion of junior showmanship, we will go right into our market division, starting with market heifers, weighing 1050 to 1140. There are 2 classes of market heifers. And then we will pick a champion market heifer and move into the British bred steer in the market steer division. If you're looking for something to do early Sunday morning from 8:30 to 10:30 at the Moore Auditorium, there's a pancake feed. Head on over and have some pancakes.
out here in our final heat of intermediate showmanship. These two young ladies are the ones that are going to get to come back. Just gotta get it's quicker and more efficient how they get their cattle set up, making sure that they're not crowding each other. And when that happens, we need to pull out a line so that way we can get more evenly spaced out. But let's go ahead and give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Okay, that is the conclusion of the intermediate second heat. Now we will be picking your champion, or excuse me, we'll be picking your top 3 places in intermediate showman, junior showman. You ready to go? In for the top 3 in the intermediate, we have Vanessa Creek, Waylon Ruda, Naya Ruda, and Adelaide Ewing. Let's get these kids that have been in the intermediate showmanship classes, let's give them all a round of applause.
A substantially more competitive set of showmen out here in our intermediate division. I think all 4 of these kids are doing a very, very nice job. I do think that there's a couple in particular that do just a little bit better job of walking their animal into place. And then also, the biggest thing is when they're walking around the ring, they're making sure that they're utilizing the whole ring so they're not crowding their animal or cutting them off when they around the turn. It just helps you as a showman exhibit your animal just a little bit better, and then also me as the judge to see your animal better. So that's another, this is some big takeaways to make sure that we're utilizing the entire ring as we're out here. But I'll go and show you who the top 3 showmen are, but let's go ahead and give these kids a round of applause.
Champion junior showman goes to Naya Ruda. Second place in reserve goes to Waylon Ruda. And your third place junior showman goes to Vanessa. Congratulations to these intermediate showmen and everybody that participated in showmanship. Let's give them all a round of applause. Entering the ring at this time is our junior showman for 2 heats. Division 1 market heifers. Division 1 market heifers. Be getting your market heifers ready to go. Division 2 market heifers also be getting ready to go. We had a scratch in this first heat of junior showmanship. That's why there's only 3 in the ring. Just another reminder, remember at 3:30 today, right here in the arena, we will be having our premium auction. Please come join us, help the kids out, bid, we'll have a good time.
Out here in our first city junior championship, I know we had an animal get away, but the young man still recovered really strong. But the two young boys are going to get a comeback for overall for compete for showmanship. They're just doing a better job of getting the cattle set up. A young lady is obviously working hard out here. The heifer's just not really wanting to break for you. You just need to take bigger circles as we pull the cattle back into the lineup. But let's go ahead and congratulate this exhibitor.
Coming back for champion reserve and third place junior showman will be Avery Bose and Mason Dostal. Entering the ring is our last week of junior showmanship. There are 4 entries in this heat. Last call for class 17 Division I market heifers weighing from 1150 to 1050, to 1140. Second call for Division II, Class 18 market heifers. There are 3 in that class, 3 in each class, so please be bringing your market heifers to the ring.
Here in our second heat of junior showmanship, these two boys are going to get the chance to come back. Some tips for y'all that are still sitting on the mail over. Make sure you get your animals set up, and if you need to use the show stick, maybe just try pulling them ahead half a step. That's usually easier. And then when cattle get pulled in front of you, make sure that you fill in that gap, okay? But let's go ahead and give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Receiving purples and coming back for the top 3 places in junior showmanship is Emmett Schleter and Easton Thomason. It is the purples. Blues went to Annabella Vondra and Kessler Fisher. Class 1 market heifers. We need your heifers to the ring. Class 1 market heifers. Class 2 market heifers. Be making your way to the ring also. After the champion reserve market heifer is picked, we will start with British bred steers. There are 2 classes of British bred steers, so please them calves need to be getting ready also.
out here in our junior showmanship drive, we got some big cattle, some little kids, and they're kind of pushing them around out here. But these kids are obviously working hard and they're doing it the best they can. So let's go ahead and put our hands together for them, and I'll go out and show you the top three.
Your champion in first place, junior showman, goes to Mason Dawswell. Your second place junior showman goes to Emmett Cheater, and the third place goes to Easton Thomason. Let's give all the junior showmanship and these winning top three here a round of applause. Entering the ring at this time will be Class 17 Division I Market Heifers. Please enter the ring. Class 18 Division II Market Heifers need to be on deck, and this is the first call for market steers, British bred steers, weighing 1064 to 1258. Please bring those animals up to the ring. Let's go, Market Heifers.
Nice group of cattle out here to kick off our market heifer show. A young lady's got a stout and powerful heifer, but she wins in just her look, her balance, and her structure from the side. But that's a good-looking female who's neat up through her front end. She's incredibly bold in her rib, feeds a ton of shape down her top and out through her hip, and still is the most flexible and correct in her build and her structure out here. A nice one to go ahead and lead us off. A young man's heifer that's going to come here in second is a moderate, a really stout and powerful, dimensional kind of a heifer that's still flexible in the way she moves out of her hip and hind leg. Not quite as neat in the way that she's put together. She's just a bit plainer up there through her front end. Needs to be softened back into her flank to help her balance up just a shot better. A young man's heifer that's going to round us out. Incredibly stout, muscular, powerful kind of a heifer that's just not sound enough in her structure. The trailer-footed heifer is just too tight in the way that she moves around the ring. But a nice group of cattle to kick off the market heifer show. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for them.
Receiving purples in that class was Adelaide Ewing and Tanner Bang, and receiving a blue was Kessler Fisher. Entering the ring now is Class 18 Division II market heifers. There's 3 calves in the class. After the conclusion of this class, we'll be picking your champion, reserve champion market heifer. British bred steers need to be at the ring to be ready to go. First call, Class 13, Division I, all other and crossbred steers. Start bringing your crossbred cattle, steers, getting them ready, bring to the ring.
Another nice group of cattle out here. A young lady's heifer's not really wanting to cooperate for her out here, but she's one of the stoutest, most powerful cattle in this set, but she's going to win this class just on her structure and balance from the side. A shoulders back, that's a great bodied, easy feeding kind of a heifer that's still very correct in her foot shape and how she travels around the ring. Not the same kind of just look and presence up front as some other cattle that have came into the ring today, but fundamentally that's a good kind of a fat heifer to go ahead and lead us off. The young man's got a hairy, powerful heifer that's going to end up here in second. She's very shapely down her top and out through her hip. It doesn't balance up or move quite good enough for me. She's pretty jammed up front. straighter in her shoulder. The long-toed heifer needs to travel better out of her hip and hind leg. Incredibly shaped, muscular black and white heifer to round us out that's just too tight and coarse in her build. But let's go ahead and congratulate those exhibitors.
Entering the ring, we'll have the top two purples in each division bring their calves back into the ring. First in, we have Adelaide Ewing. Behind her, we have Scarlett Walton Marcox. I'm sorry if I butchered your name here. Then we need the second place to come in the first class, and the second we have Tanner Bang and Keegan Fisher.
I can't have anything. Okay. That's funny. Somebody. That's funny. I think Blake's gonna be going next to pick up. Yeah, I see right there.
Out here in our lineup for the champion market heifers, I think there's one in particular that wins pretty comfortably for me. And then when it comes down to contending between for reserve, I think both of the cattle could balance up just a shot better. But I think one of them is just a little bit better body, a little bit sounder structured. So we're going to go ahead and keep the two class winners together. Let's go ahead and give those young ladies a round of applause.
Your champion market heifer goes to Adelaide Ewing, and your reserve goes to Scarlett Wall. Those two heifers will return a little later in the show for Supreme and Reserve Supreme market animal here at the fair. Entering the ring at this time, we have the British bred market steers. We have Kylie Dahlstall and Grace Beckwith. Class 13, Division 1. Crossbred steers, making your way to the ring.
To kick off our steer show here, this young lady's Hereford marked steer is going to go ahead and lead us off. A really big-footed, muscular, and powerful kind of a steer that still balances and travels well in motion. A nice one to go ahead and lead us off. But young lady's short-horn steer that's going to come here in second is a big-framed, long-bodied, and flexibly made kind of a calf that just seems to be a bit bolder and stouter when you step in behind the cattle. But let's go ahead and give those young ladies a round of applause.
Entering the ring is Class 12 British Bred Market Steers. At the conclusion of this, we'll pick your champion or reserve champion British Bred Steer. Crossbred Steers, Class 13, be making your way to the ring. Class 14, also be making your way to the ring.
A nice pair of Hereford steers in this class. I think that they're both good bodied and powerfully made kind of cattle, but the young lady steer that's going to lead us off is just a little bit better in the way that he's put together from the side. He's a longer neck steer that's bigger footed. He's more relaxed in the angle of his shoulder. He's longer out of his hip, and all of those things help him travel more comfortably up either end of the structure, stepping behind the cattle. He's also got a slight advantage to his shape up high and out of his upper pin set. But the young lady's a very mellow, easy feeding kind of a steer here in second. He's incredibly good in his body type, a really powerful, opened up kind of a steer who's just a bit plainer in the way that he's put together from the side. He's a shorter neck, shorter hip steer that's just more upright up either end of his structure. I just want to see him looser in the way that he's put together. But a nice pair of cattle in this class. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for him.
Congratulations to those two exhibitors, Isabella Hubbard and Addison Carlson. Now we are picking your champion in reserve, champion British Bred Steer. We have in the first class, we have Grace Beckwith, we're receiving first place. And second place in that class was Kylie Dossel. And in the second class, we have Isabella Carlson, or Hubbard, excuse me. At the conclusion of our beef show today, we will have our rated gain, and I need these top 10 exhibitors to bring you don't have to bring your calf in, I just need you to come to the ring and receive your rated gain awards. I will need Grace Beckwith, Avery Bose, Kylie Dossel, Keegan Fisher, Kessler Fisher, Kylie Fisher, Vanessa Crete, Blair Rose, Elizabeth Saucer, and Annabella Bondra. Those are your top 10 rated gain exhibitors this year at the fair, in alphabetical order.
Out here in our lineup for the British Steer Division, I think we have a lot of very nice cattle out here. I personally have never just placed a tremendous amount of weight or emphasis on weight at county fair shows or jackpots, because you never really know where somebody's end target is with their animal. But the young lady steered at the first class, while he is a little bit lighter weight, I think he's just a higher quality, a better balanced steer who's still got some more muscularity to him. He's going to go ahead and be our champion. The young lady steered at the second class will be your reserve.
So your champion, British bred steer, will go to Grace Beckwith, and reserve goes to Isabella Hubbard. Congratulations to those exhibitors in the Market Effort Division. Or excuse me, British bred division. In the ring right now, we have Division 1 Market Steers. There should be 3 calves in the class. Be bringing your calves on up here, guys. Class 14 should be coming to the ring. Class 15 is on deck. And then we have 1 animal in the county bred and fed.
trio of cattle to kick off our Continental Division. A young man steer that's going to go ahead and lead us off is a big-footed, good-looking kind of a calf, but when you step in behind this trio of steers, he's easily the boldest body, biggest back, and most muscular steer that's got the most shape throughout. Obviously, from the side, he probably doesn't travel the way that he needs to from hawk to ground. Want to see him just a little bit better there in his hip and hind leg, but his overwhelming advantage in his muscularity, power, and bone is enough for him to go ahead and lead off this class. A young man's got a really practical kind of a steer sitting here in second. Now that's the best structured calf in this class. He's got a nice set to his hip and hind leg. It's sloped to his shoulder and travels really good off either end. I like the softness he has to his rib. I get him behind him. He doesn't have enough shape there out of the backside of his shoulder or over his loin for him to go ahead and compete with our class winner. A young lady Smoky steer that's going to round us out actually balances really well from the side. I mean, that's a long-necked, level top steer who's soft in his rib. That's when the Cadillac pulled the lead. The feather-footed steer is more upright off either end of his structure. Stepping behind him, he still doesn't have the same kind of shape and muscularity as the pair ahead of him, but a nice group of steers in that class. Let's go ahead and congratulate those exhibitors.
And your Division 1 Class 13, first place and will be champion Division 1 steer goes to Tanner Bang. Second and reserve goes to Avery Boast, and receiving the blue is Blair Rose. Entering the ring at this time is Division 2 crossbred steers. There is 3 calves in this class. Division 3 market steers need at the ring, and we also need the county bred and fed steer to head this way.
Nice group of cattle out here in this class. A young lady steer, one of the more powerful steers in this set, but he wins this class in just his look, balance, and quality from the side. That's a neat fronted, good body kind of a steer who's big-footed. He balances well when he's parked, and he still travels reasonably sound enough when the Cadillac pulled the lead. He could handle his pass turn just a little bit more comfortably out here, but when you take into account his extra look and balance from the side and also being one of the stouter steers kind of just needs to win this class for me. A young man's got the most powerful steer sitting here in second. That's a huge footed steer that's got a ton of shape out of the backside of his shoulder. He's massive over his loin, powerful out of his hip, and has a ton of a turn down through his quarter. I appreciate all those things about him, a good deal. When the cattle are pulled the lead, he falls into second out here. He's too upright in his shoulder and his knee. Needs to handle his honk and his pasture more comfortably for him to go ahead and get around my class winner. The young lady's Baldy steer that's going to round us out is a really practical, easy feeding kind of calf that's soft-bodied and probably the best structured in this set. Just doesn't have enough shape or muscularity to him. But let's go ahead and give those kids a nice round of applause.
In that class, you had first place goes to Aubrey Ewing, and she will be your Division II champion. Tanner Bang got a purple. He will be your reserve champion, Division II. And Elizabeth Saucer received the blue. Division III Market Steers enter the ring at this time. We need Vanessa Creed, Annabella Vondra, and Waylon Ruda. Please bring those calves in the ring at this time.
I see back over there by you.
Emmett Slater be making your way up here with your Connie Bed Fitz here. After this class, we will be bringing back Division I Champion Reserve, Division II Champion Reserve, Division III Champion Reserve for your champion crossbred market series.
Another nice set of heavyweight steers out here. Young man's red steer is going to win the class pretty comfortably for me. Good balance, good looking, kind of a fat steer who's huge, rugged, and a powerful and then still travels well up either end of the structure. A nice one to go ahead and lead us off. I think it's a little bit closer between second and third. I just think the young lady steer's got enough of an advantage from a power, muscularity, and dimension standpoint for him to stay second today. Obviously, he needs to be just a little bit better in his feet and leg structure. He's a little tough moving out here, but from a muscularity, power, and just a product standpoint, I think that steer's very nice. A young lady's got the more practical, easier feeding kind of a calf who's better bodied and better structured, and we appreciate that about him. He just doesn't have enough muscularity and shape for him to work up any higher. But let's go ahead and give those kids a nice round of applause.
Congratulations, your Division III crossbred exhibitors. First place and champion Division III steer goes to Waylon Ruda. Second place and reserve champion goes to Annabella Vondra. And third place was Vanessa Creed. Entering the ring at this time, we will need all the champions and reserve champion division winners in the ring. We'll have Division I, Division II, and Division III champions. After this selection, we will have our county bred and fed market steer, and then we'll go into our Grand Reserve Champion Market Steer, and then Supreme Champion and Reserve Supreme Market Feed. In the ring we have at this time from Division I, Tanner Bang. Division II, Adelaide Ewing. Division III, Waylon Ruda. If you're for reserve, please be ready to go. Attention in the barns. In alphabetical order is the top 10 rated game. We will need, you do not have to bring your animal, but we will need Grace Beckler, Avery Bose, Kylie Dostal, Katie Fisher, Kessler Fisher, Kylie Fisher, Vanessa Creed, Blair Rose, Elizabeth Saucer, and Annabelle Vondra.
You don't have to bring your car though, but you can go over by your vehicle. Someone else can touch you, Blair. Last year you and Tyler got second.
I think we got a nice set of steers out here for our final drive. I think all three of these division winners are very nice in the way that they balance from the side, but one of them is just genuinely a wider, stouter, more powerful steer that travels the best out here. And heavyweight is going to go ahead and be our champion. Let's congratulate him.
Champion crossbred market steer goes to Waylon Fisher. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, Waylon Ruda. And he's the second place steer here in that division. Need to bring him into the ring at this time. Here she comes. And your reserve champion crossbred steer goes to Adelaide Ewing. Congratulations to those class winners and champion and reserves. Those two steers that were just picked need to hang around up here close for the Supreme Champion Market Animal. Entering the ring now, we should have Emmett Sleater, which is county bred and fed steer.
They're just doing.
Oh, okay. So I can remember what the name
Single entry in our county bred and fed. Once again, thank you to our superintendents, Amy and Jeff Hartman, Chad Rita, and Marvin Weiss, and to our judge, Kel Schultz, for a job well done on our 2025 Dodge County Fair Beef Show. Let's give them all a round of applause again. Just a single entry in the county bred and fed, and I think this division is really cool and unique in how we recognize the kids who bred the steer and raised them up from a calf up until this heavyweight, or to this heavy of a weight, and showing them at the county fair. I know there's a lot of work that goes into that, and Emmett brought his steer Gary out here, and he did an awesome job getting this guy raised and prepped for the show today. So let's go ahead and put our hands together for him. All right, congratulations to Emmett. He had your champion, county bred and fed steer. Now we will pick your grand champion and reserve grand champion market steer. I need the champion reserve market heifers up here. So we will need to have in the ring right now, we will need to have Waylon, Ruda, Adelaide Ewing. And, oh, I'm sorry, British breed first, you're correct. We have the champion British bred calf, is Grace Beckwith. We have, in our British breds, we have Grace Beckwith. In our crossbred division, we have Waylon Ruda. And in our county bred and fed division, we have Emmett Sleater. And the reserves are, in the British bred is Isabella Hubbard. In our crossbred division, we have Adelaide Ewing. And that's it. This is for your grand and reserve grand market steer. At the conclusion of this, we will have your grand and your reserve market steer and your grand and your reserve market heifers. They will come back in for Supreme Champion and Reserve Supreme Market Beef for Dodge County Fair 2025. Once again, after the Supreme Champion pick, we will go right in. So I need these kids to come to the ring. This is in alphabetical order. Grace Beckwith, Avery Bowie, Connie Gospel, Keegan Fisher, Tesla Fisher, Kylie Fisher, Vanessa Creek, Blair Rose, Elizabeth Saucer, and Annabella Vondra to receive your rate of gain. You do not need to bring your animal, just show up in person.
Out in our lineup of steers, I guess I forgot to actually comment on the county bred steer while he was in division. I think this is actually a very nice kind of a steer. He's very good body, he's sound, he's big-footed, he's got a lot of shape and muscularity to him. Out here in this lineup, he's just a little bit plainer in his look up front. Maybe doesn't have the same kind of show ring presence as some other cattle out here. So when it comes down to champion and reserve, I think there's one clear winner in my mind, and then I think it's a little bit closer for reserve, but we're going to keep the two crossbred steers together for champion and reserve steer. Let's go ahead and congratulate those exhibitors.
Your grand champion market steer goes to Waylon Ruda. And your reserve grand champion market steer goes to Adelaide Ewing. And congratulations to all the other division winners. Let's give them all a round of applause. At this time, we will be bringing in the champion and reserve grand champion market heifers to compete with the steers for Supreme Champion Market beef. I need the champion and reserve grand champion market heifers need to be at the ring at this time. In our Supreme Champion drive, we have, in the steer division, Waylon Ruda, Adelaide Ewing. In the market heifer division, we have Adelaide Ewing and Scarlett Walton Marcoux.
No matter. When it comes to money, you don't have much cash. Yeah, you can wait. Well, now we're at about $4,000. Then you should not become part of the money.
Out here in our lineup for the champion market beef, I just wanted to say thanks again for letting me come out sort through the cattle and the kids here this morning. I really enjoyed sorting through them and working with them, and my compliments to you guys and your families at home for putting together a good, high quality show here this morning. Let's put our hands together for the people announcing and then my ring help for all their efforts today with the staging in the back, because I know there's a lot of work that goes on there. With that being said, I'll go out and show you our champion reserve market beef, but let's put our hands together for these kids one last time.
Congratulations to Waylon Ruda with the Supreme Champion Market Beef at the fair this year. And the Reserve Grand Market Beef goes to Adelaide Ewing. Congratulations to all exhibitors at the fair this year on a job well done. Once again, let's give a round of applause to our Judge Del Schultz for evaluating our classes this year at the Dodge County Fair, and to all the people that helped outside of the ring, inside of the ring, superintendents and everybody. Let's give everyone a round of applause. At this time, I need the kids that I named off for the rated game to come into the ring. I need Grace Beckwith, and this is just alphabetical order. Avery Boast, Kylie Dosto, Kelsey Fisher, Kylie Fisher, Vanessa Creed, Blair Rose, Elizabeth Saucer, and Annabella Bondra. Just stand right out here in front of the announcer stand, and I will read off your rated game, and we'll work from bottom to top. Is everybody here? Got 10 of you, okay. In the market rated game contest.
Evelyn. What's a different family?
Okay, here we go. Starting in 10th place with a calf that gained 2.26 pounds a day is Blair Rose. Congratulations, guys. In 9th place with a calf that gained 2.44 pounds a day is Kesla Fisher. Congratulations, guys. In 8th place with a calf that gained 2.54 pounds a day was Kylie Fisher.
One over here somewhere.
In 7th place with a calf that gained 2.59 pounds a day is Avery Boast. In 6th place with a calf that gained 2.81 pounds a day, we have Keegan Fisher. In 5th place with a calf gaining 2.96 pounds per day, Vanessa Creed.
Go ahead, I'll be here.
In fourth place, with a calf that gained 2.96 pounds per day, Kylie Dalston.
Minute 20 minutes. We'll catch up.
In third place, with a calf that gained 3.2 pounds a day, is Elizabetha Salter. In second place, with a calf that gained 3.61 pounds per day, Annabella Bondra. And your top champion ready game goes to Grace Beckwith with her calf gaining 3.87 pounds per day. Let's give all these exhibitors with the ready game contest a round of applause and congratulations to each and every one of you on a job well done. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming out. Don't forget about our livestock auction this afternoon right here, the premium auction right here at 3:30. Come and support the exhibitors and the foundation, and we will see you then. Pancake feast Sunday morning from 8:30 to 10:30 in the Moore Auditorium across the road. Once again, thank you for everybody that came out to join and to watch the 2025 Dodge County Beef Show. Have a wonderful rest of your fair. God bless, and everybody drive careful.
yeah. I've never been to that. They were telling us about it yesterday. Yeah.
Well, I've been the last couple of years just because we didn't have fairgrounds. We went at night when all those trucks lit up.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone gets dark. It's fun to see in the daylight, and then to see in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make Carter enjoy that.
Oh, yeah. They were like, I don't know if we're going up there. They came into like the hog show and some other stuff here and there. School's like, I don't know if we're going. Carter's like, yeah, we are.
Good for Carter.
Yeah.
No, it's impressive. Like somebody donates like $500 to buy all their
Oh, geez. Yeah.
fireworks, and then somebody will bring their heads.
Oh,
They
nice.
paid for the band to play.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
We'll have to keep that in mind.
yeah, it's great because it's free admission. Johnny, we had to go on last night was the first time I ever done that. I auctioned off some items like that. They said that we would do that again, so he was with me for that.
Oh, nice.
But that was nice and comforting.
Yeah.
Enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Later in the year. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I love the dog shows. Those are like really fun.
We would be great out when we go on like the Tuesdays and Thursdays when we're teaching mission. And then you kind of see these odd
Odd shows.
Yeah, yeah. The dog herd and the cattle herding and like this like kind of chariot, some sort of like wagon pulling thing with donkeys or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Can't see that anyway.
Yeah, right, right.
Well, you were